Welcome, strangers. Welcome back, peeps, to the next chapter of the Miller's Adventures. Today I'll be showing you my build I like to use for the Avvar in Perilous mode. Uh, the Avvar is a unique character who uses a lot of the elements for his favor in battle. He does a lot more area effect as well. On top of it, he's quite squishy. He does gain guard due to Hawkins' charge, but on top of it, I have tried doing solo on threatening as well as the Meyer one. Like it routine. It's just it lacks something early levels, but once you get to level 20 and you get all the traits I'm just going to show you, you'll be really surprised how it can work. Just remember you have to keep rotating between the elements. I cannot suggest that enough. On Perilous Difficulty, he's more of a group. He's not like one like a Reaver or he's like an Archimage or Hunter who's like single targets now. He goes all out. Like he is awesome. With that being said, I'm going to show you guys the abilities I use for my Avvar on Perilous mode. And I know there's not like probably not a lot, but one makes it in a dozen. Okay, so from start, you're going to go to your Mountain Heart tree, and you're going to pick up Scenting Blood. Due to the fact is it gives you a speed bonus for as well as a crit chance of 10% and a speed bonus of 50% with enemies that are at a health threshold of 35% in a 10 meters. On top of it, you get a nice Constitution on +3, so that make you get a little more survivability. From there, it's gonna be it'll cost you. Sorry about that. Any pretty much any melee enemy that hits you is going to get a damage return of 15%. Uh, and that's really good, especially for an Avvar. Top of it, you're gonna get that strength unlock +3, so it's more damage. Nice little damage there for us. Resilience is our next trait we're going for. Pretty much what resilience does, it's gonna give you a stun chance to stun your enemy by 5%. Stun duration is for 2 seconds, and it gives you a nice Constitution +3. I would definitely say that's actually a nice little uppy. What I mean by that, it just gives you a little more survivability. On top of it, we're gonna go with Baron Mauls the Wolves using the techniques of illusion. Pretty much you can't be flanked anymore. And on top of it, you can be less staggered from when you're being hit from the front. So if you have an enemy in front of you when you're trying to attack them, and might not be able to stagger you, which is awesome. And then we got Shield Defense. Shield Defense is great because it gives you damage resistance against any near chilled or frozen targets with a nice Constitution unlock +3. So that is going to definitely give you a lot more survivability with Hawkins Charge. Because Hawkins Charge is a cold and it will give you also guard on top of it. Okay, from there, we're going to go with Coup De Grace. Any targets that are stunned or knocked down, you're going to be able to get a 30% damage bonus against them. On top of it, you get a nice strength unlock on +3. Deep Reserves. Deep Reserves is mandatory. I'm so glad it's like right directly center. Deep Reserves, pretty much what's going to happen is if whenever your threshold of stam is at 50%, you're going to get a bonus stam regeneration of 50% on top of your normal regeneration of stam. And it's going to go really further to allow you to apply more of your abilities as well as the effects. From there, we're going to go with Elemental Fury. You deal increased damage to burning, chilled, and shocked targets. It's pretty much all your abilities. 25% plus you get a nice strength unlock +3. Phenomenal! And from there, we're going to go to Elemental Attunement. Excuse me. Burning and chilled and shocked status effects, pretty much anything you deal, are going to have their duration increased by 24% with a nice strength unlock +3. From there, we're going to go with our Crushing Leap. Oh, nice fire damage right there. That's our only fire damage, but it is such a great one. Crushing Leap, pretty much you just leap towards your target and you deal 225% weapon damage, which is great. It really is, with 6.5 meters, and the cooldown is only 12.75 seconds, so it's really not bad. Remember, we're going to go with Lady's Wrath. Lady's Wrath is an area effect that surrounds you. It's like a buff, but it's like a debuff for everyone else. It's like a shield, you could put it that way. And what it does is it deals 50% weapon damage per second. It's like a area effect. It's like a little circle thing, like when you see elementals do landmines, or you see. I'm trying to think of like how to describe this. uh, it's pretty much whenever you walk, you'll have this circle around you. It's pretty much electric damage. It deals 50% damage per second within 5 meters, and duration is 15 seconds. So every second you're gonna be doing 50 damage, which is great. That costs only 35 stam, and on top of it, it's a 15.3 second cooldown. From there, we're gonna pick up Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is pretty much a bonus from Crushing Leap. What it does is it's going to deal fire damage of 30% weapon damage per second on top of a damage bonus of 55% weapon damage. That's 55% of your two-handed weapon on top of it with a nice 6 seconds of burning duration. From there, we're going to go with the Relentless Attack. This is kind of mandatory, is just because with the Avvar, since we are pretty squishy and we can just, since we do have a lot of elementals, so we might be able to get one of our abilities to crit. This is totally worth it. Pretty much it just cycles in until you finally crit, and it's going to keep critical hit chance, and it's going to keep going up and up until you land a critical hit, and then when you do, it just resets automatically. So it's actually really good. It really is. On top of it, you get that strength unlock +3, which personally that is amazing. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the Mountain Heart tree, and we're going to pick up Swift Winds. It's pretty much a Hawkins Charge update. Upgrade. Pretty much we get a cooldown plus 5 seconds, but on top of it, the stamina cost per second is reduced by 5. So it's really great to have, especially when you're doing threatening, going towards perilous mode. It really does help. Alright, from there we got Crippling Blows. Now we're tied in with Relentless Attack. Crippling Blows will be very effective against enemies. It really would. Pretty much whenever you land a critical hit, the enemy's weakened, so their damage reduction is by 15%. And the funny thing is, this thing stacks, and it's for 10 seconds. So if you can manage to keep stacking it, you're set. They won't do nothing against you. Like, that didn't hurt. Go away. I didn't like you. I'm gonna kill you. No, you're not. Anyway, on top of it, you get a nice strength unlock on +3. Now, from there, we are going to go to back into our Storm Warrior, and we are going to pick up the Lasting Storm. This is the better version of Lay's Wrath. Pretty much what's going to happen here is you're going to get a maximum duration bonus of 7 seconds, but the duration is increased 1 second per enemy hit. So if the enemies continuously get hit, the duration is going to keep increasing continuously, which is actually really good. Now from there, we're going to go with Stormbringer. With Stormbringer, it's pretty much an ability you don't have to use. It's automatic. It's periodic. That's happening? Someone gets hit by 150% weapon damage, electric damage, with a radius of 25 meters, and the cooldown is like every 15 seconds. So every 15 seconds, this is going to happen. It's like a free attack, and no one will notice it. Well, yeah, they probably would, but they'll probably die. Anyway, with it, you get a nice little strength unlock +3, which is awesome. And last but not least is Furious Blows. Your movement speed increases after you land a critical hit. I find this actually really good, especially if you're doing Hawkins Charge, so you get a lot more faster momentum, and plus you don't waste so much more stamina on top of it, so you'll have a lot more stamina left over later on. And the duration is for 8 seconds, but your speed bonus is 50%, and you get a nice cunning unlock, so you get a little more crit chance. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys the gear I actually use for my Avvar. For that much. Alright, so for my Avvar, I'm actually using the Axe of the Dragon Hunter, just because that crit chance as well as the 5 damage for each enemy within the 8 meters. I find it very nice with the little light. You can pretty much use with any kind of rune you want to use. That's all up to you, my friends. All up to you. Alright, excuse me, sorry. Oh my god, I talk too much. Okay, so from there, for my amulet, I actually use a superior cooldown amulet. You can use any kind of cooldown amulet, even if it's a 5%, and a little bit goes a long way. I cannot stress this enough. I say this plenty of times in my videos. On top of it, I went with an enhanced belt of healing for that 10% heal bonus, equipped with the enhanced ring of life drain, which is 5% heal on kill. So with that coupled with belt of healing, I get a nice little chunk back. If you also put it on with your boots too, you can also put 12 and 6 heal on bonus and kill. It will actually help you even further. Great, either your game Perilous. It really will. So you don't have to waste so many, like waste your 2 elixirs, and you're like, I'm still only in the first zone. This is bad. And also on top of it, I also put enhanced rings for enhanced attack speed. You don't have to do that. You can also go with your Ring of Armor Penetration if you want. You can go with any of the abilities that are for the rings. You can also go with crit if you want to. Crit can go a long way. Pretty much for all the characters, you can go crit. But as foremost, that is my Avvar for Perilous mode. Alright, peeps. I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Stay awesome.